KLAS TV 8, Las Vegas.
You're watching the news channel for Southern Nevada, KLAS TV, Channel 8, Las Vegas. Now, live, Brian Gresh, Tommy Joe Taylor, the 5 o'clock news.
From the staff and management of KLAS TV Channel 8, we wish you a very pleasant good night.
Salt Lake bombs may have local link. The story tonight.
You're watching KLAS TV Channel 8, Southern Nevada's 24-hour news source. And now, Gary Waddell, Paula Francis, Eric Randall, and Scott Higgins. This is Eyewitness News 8, the 6 o'clock report.
Watch Paula Francis on Channel 8, people you can count on. Watch Wanda Harts on Channel 8, people you can count on.
You're watching Channel 8, people you can count on.
Drop off a new toy at Channel 8 to support Toys for Tots.
Get your first forecast on Channel 8 News tonight.
At this time, KLAS TV ends our broadcast day. From the staff and management of Channel 8, we wish you a very pleasant good night. You're watching Channel 8. And now, people you can count on. Gary Waddell, Paula Francis, Eric Randall, and Scott Higgins. This is Channel 8's Eyewitness News at 11.
You're watching Channel 8. And now, people you can count on. This is Channel 8's Eyewitness News.
Coming up at 11 on Eyewitness News, a resident in Desert Shores suspected 3 kids were up to no good, and she managed to possibly take a bite out of crime. We'll have her story.
And police are searching for a missing person who may have been hit and killed by a car. It's a puzzle with a lot of missing pieces. The story at 11.
You're watching Channel 8, people you can count on. And now, Mark Garay, Charlotte Evans, and Mark Pfister. This is Channel 8's Eyewitness News this morning.
Police now have a description of one of the suspects. And
this is KLAS TV, Channel 8. People you can count on to bring you closer to the people, the places, and the stories that matter to you. You're watching Channel 8's Eyewitness News at noon with Mark Garay and Charlotte Evans.
You're watching Channel 8's Eyewitness News at 6 with Paula Francis and Gary Waddell.
Coming up right after Touched by an Angel, what secrets are left for Monica Lewinsky? Her tell-all book hits store shelves tomorrow, and we have the shocker. Was she pregnant while having an affair with the president? Also at 11, before you get angry about an extra $4 on your phone bill, we have good news. And if you're trying to stop smoking, what works better, the patch or the pill? We've got the surprising answer. That and all the news in half an hour on Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News, leading the way in live news coverage with the Eyewitness Camera Network. Channel 8 can take you live around the city instantly to show you traffic trouble spots or breaking news. When news happens, the Eyewitness Camera takes you closer.
The real rags to riches story of Shania Twain, tonight at 11.
Yeah, I think you're all right.
You're watching Channel 8's Eyewitness News this morning with Charlotte Evans, Casey Smith, and Sherry Swensk.
This is Channel 8's Eyewitness News. America fights back.
Channel 8 was Nevada's first television station. In the early years, the news department consisted of a few cameras and a handful of people with a commitment to good, basic journalism. Today, Eyewitness News has everything we need to cover the news in our rapidly changing valley. We've got the manpower and the technology. But the one thing we rely on the most, we've always carried with us, the belief that good news coverage begins with responsible, informed journalism. Here at Channel 8, that's something that will never change.
You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at noon with Polly Gonzalez, John Gilbert, and Neighborhood Weather with Sherry Swags. Channel 8 Eyewitness News, the news leader.
When it comes to local news, no one covers the Valley like Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
They have a hostage situation. Everybody saw the contract!
I'm John Gilbert. We're committed to bringing you the best news coverage in the area. News can happen anywhere and at any moment. But we know that when a story breaks, you want the news fast. News that's clear, accurate, and reliable. The kind of news you'll only get from the most experienced news team in Southern Nevada. Channel 8 Eyewitness News, the news leader.
Celebrating 50 years of leadership. This is KLAS TV, Channel 8, Las Vegas.
You're watching the news leader, Channel 8 Eyewitness News. Watching the news leader, Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 6 with Paula Francis, Gary Waddell, Neighborhood Weather with Kevin Janison, and Sports with Dave McCann. Channel 8 Eyewitness News, the news leader. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News this morning. It's not just news, it's Eyewitness News. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5 with Paula Francis, Dave Cavassier, and Neighborhood Weather with Kevin Janison. It's not just news, it's Eyewitness News. This is Channel 8 Eyewitness News this morning in high definition. This is Channel 8 Eyewitness News at noon in high definition.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at noon with Gary Waddell and Charlotte Evans. The first local news in HD. Las Vegas never sleeps, and a lot can happen overnight.
You know us for being first when it comes to breaking news, but at Channel 8, we're so much more than just that.
We're a fresh start to your day, and it's all in high definition.
If you haven't tried Channel 8 News in the morning,
an easy commute for your morning today.
You're missing breaking news, traffic, and weather you can trust.
Expect some breezy conditions
from the most enjoyable team around.
We start up at 4:30. Come see us.
At Channel 8, we really do love mornings.
More daring, more dangerous. The new bank robbers tonight at 11.
The aftermath of a $1 million blaze in the valley. Story at 11. A friend of this accused killer speaks out. Story at 11.
Breezy winds for your work week. Details at 11.
He's a bodybuilder with a checkered past. Meet 320 pounds of bad news for the bad guys.
What happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas.
The FBI wired into tape conversations.
It's like having two different jobs.
Between Mike Gallardi, Lance Malone, strippers, and politicians.
What you do in one job, you wouldn't do in another job.
Who is this guy?
Can't say. Guess James Bond wouldn't say either, would he?
The G-Sting Snitch.
It's just a job, nothing personal.
Monday at 5, only on Channel 8. It's not just news, it's Channel 8 Eyewitness News. News you can trust from the warmest team in town.
Hello to you, I'm Brian Loftus here at 725.
Good morning, Las Vegas Valley. This is Channel 8 News Now. This morning, with Dave McCann and Dana Roselli. Neighborhood weather with Sherry Swags. And beat the traffic with Brian Loftus and Ken Smith. Your morning begins now. Live with Regis and Kelly is now on Channel 8 weekdays at 9 a.m. A deadly stage collapse. The changes survivors are calling for at 11.
I'm Chris Aldana. Coming up tonight at 11, the political crisis in Egypt reaches around the world. Congresswoman Shelley Berkeley talks about the turmoil. Also,
I was wondering if it was going to break down again because I knew it broke down before.
Third time might be the charm. The situation at the top of a mountain leaving skiers stranded in cold. All the day's top stories, including a look at your forecast. And of course, all the wrap up in sports today on 8 News Now coming up at 11. We'll see you then.
Is Dave Courvoisier, and Las Vegas is my home.
I'm Dana Roselli. Thanks for watching 8 News Now.
Welcome to a brighter morning. This is 8 News Now with Kale and Shauna. Neighborhood weather with Sherry. And Beat the Traffic with Brian.
And,
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now at noon. You're watching 8 News Now at noon with Gary Waddell and Denise Valdez. The news for Southern Nevada is now. Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
Now, live. This is 8 News Now at noon. You're watching the Valley's news leader with Kirsten Joyce, John Langler, Sherry Swensk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now at noon. Live. This is 8 News Now, 5 at 4, the Valley's news leader. You're watching the Valley's news leader with Kirsten Joyce, Christian Katsaris, and Ted Florendo. This is 8 News Now. This is an 8 News Now breaking news alert.